Hey, what's up my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and I help people navigate through their awakening process. Today I'm going to talk about 5 different actionable things that you can do to increase your self-worthiness, and then by definition a consequence of that is more abundance tends to flow in the more deserving you feel. Now most of us know that the main theme here with feeling unworthy is get to the bottom of the unconscious beliefs that tell you that you are unworthy. But that's a process. We're all doing that in a sense. This video is going to be, again, more like nuts and bolts, little techniques you can do that'll give you more of an instant effect right now that I would bet that many of you will relate with. Number 1 is to say no more often. How many times have you agreed to do something without really thinking about it, and then when it comes time to do that thing, to go and whatever the engagement you agreed to do, it comes time and you're like, God, why did I do that? I don't want to do that. But in the moment, you just said yes anyway, in sort of like a people-pleasing way. I would do this all the time. And it took me an embarrassing amount of occasions, just like I described, before I really woke up and said, you know what? I'm going to start pausing an extra couple seconds when people ask something of me so I can really decide if it's something I actually want to do. Number 2 is I'm going to recommend a very simple positive affirmation. And that positive affirmation is just a statement you say to help rewire yourself more, rather than living from the unconscious beliefs we have, which are very distorted and self-sabotaging and hurtful, really. You can start to rewire the way you view yourself consciously. So this is a simple one that worked very well for my wife. My wife had issues with this self-worthiness big time because her parents weren't exactly all that loving or emotionally supportive of her. So what she started to do every morning and every night, actually, she would just look at herself in the eyes in the mirror and say, I love you. I love you. I love you. Try it. It might sound like a simple little thing, but it's very, very powerful. I have some of my clients do statements like this, and sometimes they start crying, and it can really bring about a big time release. But just reminding yourself that you do love yourself, you'll start acting from that perspective of self-love more often, more naturally. Number 3 is to start taking more me time. We, especially as parents, this is something that I find myself doing. And even as a teenager, when I was a personal trainer, I noticed almost all my clients had this, where they would feel very guilty signing up to a personal training gym, because they were always just so used to spending every second of their day doing for others. Meanwhile, their health was being neglected, their happiness, they were stressed out to the max. And I've done this too. In fact, just today, in fact, it's kind of what inspired this video, where I got the idea, is I just got back from the pool where I'm staying. And I was gone for like 25 minutes at this pool. But I rarely do that. I don't do that enough. It'd just be me by myself. I didn't bring the kids. I don't know. I do this. This is my own me. This is advice for myself too, because I tend to do this a lot. But I am worthy of taking care of me, and so are you. So give yourself more me time. It's not uncool if you want to wake up and ask to be left alone for a half hour while you do your meditation, or if you want to go and join a yoga class 3 days a week, go for it. You deserve it. Number 4, and this is more for like the abundance component of this video. Again, becoming more self-worthy will indirectly, you'll just naturally find yourself experiencing more of an inflow of abundance. But this is, again, a little more specific. And that is to wake up every day. And whether you do this literally, I would recommend it if you really want to get into it for the maximum benefit, or just in your mind. But make a gratitude list. This is, again, another simple little thing, but very, very powerful. Because it's so often that we get something, we manifest something, and then our minds are already immediately thinking about the next thing. We never really enjoy what we have, A lot of us already are abundant, but we don't actually feel abundant. And it's not about getting that next thing in our life, that new job, the more money, the more friends. It's about the state of being of gratitude. And you can do that now. If you're watching this video, and I mentioned this before, you have internet access. And that is the blessing. You're abundant to a lot of people on this planet right now. The fact that you're watching a YouTube video and have the internet and the means of looking up anything you want in an instant, any question pops in your head, you can know that. You can educate yourself right now. You are abundant. And when you feel abundant, which you can control by simply reminding yourself of this, you will find yourself naturally receiving more. Number 5, and this is something that's sort of challenging for everybody, but it will do a number on you as far as making you happy, abundant, more worthy. And that's do your best to catch yourself when you find yourself labeling and judging yourself based on the opinions of others and from negative, 1 or 2 negative experiences. What I mean by that is we could have 100 positive experiences where we have a clear demonstration that we are deserving of love and abundance and we are worthy. And we can have one where maybe we did something we're not proud of and therefore we feel guilty to this day about it. And that one thing will stick in our minds and affect our behavior and our thinking and our state of being more than those 100 experiences. Same thing goes when someone who you are fond of maybe has a negative opinion about you. A lot of our parents didn't love us enough in our mind. A lot of our friends don't treat us with the respect that we feel we deserve, and yet we allow their behavior to affect how we feel about ourselves. And it's just a simple matter of like shaking yourself out of that and saying, no, you can't control other people. You can't control the past. It's gone. What you can control is who you are now. And most of you, if you just can kind of get present enough, which just takes a slight conscious effort, you can remember that you are already worthy. You are already a good person. I know you. Anyone watching a video about going through an awakening is a pretty spiritual, pretty loving, pretty benevolent, altruistic type of personality person. And you deserve way more than you're allowing to come in. And hopefully this video will help you again feel more worthy, which is in many regards more of an accomplishment than the actual abundance that will be more of a byproduct. But you'll have both of those. They go hand in hand. So hope this helps. Have an amazing day. Peace.